Hey, welcome back to the Strong Neck Card podcast. This week we're going to be talking about the previous Revolution pay-per-view. My nephew actually went to it, so he could tell us, firsthand account. We'll talk about the ratings of those matches. We'll talk about a little bit about Raw. We'll talk about Dynamite and anything else that's going on. And we'll probably put some, if possible, you'll probably see some highlights from that pay-per-view from the stands, from a fan's perspective. So first thing, I guess we can jump into the WWE news, right? What's going on there?
They got me. I was expecting Jey Uso to join Sami Zayn, man. So they did their thing. So what was it? Sammy was going against Jimmy in the ring. And then from there, you see Jay come out, and supposedly he chose Sammy's side. Did you happen to catch the highlight of that?
I did. I wasn't really surprised by that because I think the thing is that the next best thing they could do for Sammy is team him back up with Kevin and have them win the titles, the tag team titles. That's probably the best that they can do for Sami Zayn, which is kind of, it sucks because you can see that like the heat's already coming off of Sammy. Like
Yeah.
it's not, you know what I mean? Like it's cool, but it's not as big as it would be if he would have been the champ or going for the main title. So, but I mean, I guess it's something, but it kind of sucks that they kind of took they took the gas out of their own engine for that one. So, but I mean, it's better than nothing, I guess.
Unless it's building more to the Cody storyline, because what was it? This was that was Raw, and then the SmackDown before where Cody came out to help Sami Zayn when he was getting beat up.
Right.
He came out to his aid. So maybe it's just to team up Kevin and Sammy with Cody to finally overthrow the bloodline.
Maybe because you do need like you need like all your strongest baby faces for that, like because they made the bloodline so huge and everything. So yeah, I mean you would need Cody, those two, and then one other person, whoever they decide on, if they bring somebody in or whatever it is, or move somebody up from NXT. I doubt it for that, but I mean you never know. So yeah, but they're gonna need like a lot of their strongest baby faces for that. Like because you still don't know if Cody's gonna actually win like
Mm-hmm.
the main event of WrestleMania. So um I mean it is interesting, but like it's definitely like what's gonna happen after, like the build. The reason why they're so hot is because of Sammy.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean I know everybody's like saying like, oh, WWE's so hot right now, so hot right now, but it's like, is it already derailing because you decided to go with the other guy in the picture who is over? Like Cody's not getting booed or anything like that, or at least not majorly like it was before
Right.
in AEW. But like I think if Sammy would have been the guy going for the title, it probably would have been insane right now. But
Mm-hmm.
you know, I guess you go for the safe bet.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I think the pop would have been crazy if he would have won it at WrestleMania. But
Mm.
now instead of him having that hype as the main guy, they're throwing him under to the co-main event with Kevin Owens.
Yeah, so I mean, because for both situations, you look at it like what's going on after, like we talked about last time. Like the tag team division isn't very good, so even if they win a tag team titles, they're just going to feud with the Usos again.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So and then for the heavyweight championship, it's like, well, once Cody wins, what do you do? You just throw him into Randy Orton. Like, who else can you really throw him in with?
Pretty predicting what's going to happen, so it's nothing exciting after.
I mean, that's always the thing. Like with WWE, is like they build themselves up so high, but then the after. I mean, but I mean, it's understandable because, but like you have to build up Roman, obviously, but in the process of building him up, he's beating everybody and making everybody look like they can't beat him. So it's like once somebody does beat him, it's like now what?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Or if they beat him, like can you beat him? Will he go on break? Like if he goes, like I think it would have been cooler to have Sammy win. He feuds with Cody and then somehow beats Cody, somehow to beats Roman, and then whatever that he loses it like in a multi-person match next year's WrestleMania or something like that. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think it'd just be different to have somebody else as the champion, but or a different style of person as the champion. Like instead of the typical I'm the baddest person here. This is my show kind of guy. So
Mm-hmm.
whatever. I mean that's what they're good at. So that's what they're gonna do.
The only other story in Raw, SmackDown that's catching my attention a little bit is they're
Mhm.
bringing back John Cena. John Cena versus
Oh yeah,
Austin
man. He buried what's his name, huh? Like I wonder why.
Theory.
every time he comes back, he gets to bury people like that. Like it seems like
Yeah.
it's like every time he comes back, he goes off on people like that, like kind of shoot style. Especially
Hmm.
a young kid like Austin Theory is like, do you really want to? I mean, he has to win, right?
Yeah, he has
I
to
mean,
win.
logic would tell you is that he has to win that match at WrestleMania. So
Hmm.
I mean, you let you dress him down that badly, he has to kind of he has to do something. Like they have to pull the trigger on him. Like this is the only way he's gonna be remedied because like when he was with Vince, it just completely killed his character. So
Hmm.
I mean, I'm hoping he wins. You know, John's like he's done his thing. It's time for him to move on. So hopefully he's there
Yes,
to help to bump up these newer guys.
and it's his first singles match since like 2018, 2019.
That should be interesting.
So we'll see
They're
how it
probably
how
practicing a
how.
lot right now.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't have to
Um,
hear him call out the spots every 10 seconds.
the only thing is when Cena wins, because I 100% sure he's gonna win it. Where
Hmm.
do they go from there? Bobby Lashley again?
I guess, right? Like that's another problem. Like
Seth
Riddle, maybe?
Rollins?
Riddle if he
Seth
comes
Rollins?
back.
Yeah.
Riddle, they have to start looking at like seriously considering him moving up in the ranks. Like he can't just be hanging around the US title forever. Like he's
Hmm.
getting older and it's time for him to move up to the heavyweight contention. So I mean they need to split up the titles again because they got like they're having the same problem that they were saying AEW has. Like now they're having too many people that could possibly, you know what I mean? And that's always been the problem. Like, oh, Triple H is bringing back all these guys. I'm like, well, what's gonna happen with them? What happened to Cross? You know what I mean? Like, what happened to whoever, a bunch of other Alexa Bliss? Like, she's kind of, well, she never. I mean, she was just kind of on sabbatical, but like, I heard
Hmm.
she's stepping away again. Like, a bunch of people that he brought back are Loomis. What's going on with Loomis? He's still hanging out with the Miz. Like, that's no, it seemed like a cool thing, but like, but brought him back for what? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, so yeah, I don't know.
From an old fan's perspective, it would be cool to see Randy go against John Cena for the U.S. belt. I mean, they should hold him higher at a higher level, but I mean, to see them feud one more time, I don't
I
know.
mean, I guess it'd be safe. I mean, I wouldn't be against it to see them feuding over like a secondary title. Yeah, that'd be cool instead of like the main title. To
Hmm.
have them feud over the like a secondary title and still kind of like build it like it was like a main title, like because it's their legacy or whatever. So
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
way they can build up another guy.
yeah, then somebody can come in and beat one of them after that. So yeah,
Mhm.
that'd be all right, I guess.
Yeah. Um, I
All
want to
right.
jump straight into the exciting topic for me, AEW Revolution.
Yeah. So how was Revolution being there live?
It was the atmosphere was crazy. My first time at the Chase Center, Chase Arena.
Mhm.
Just the whole waiting in line to get in, the energy was top notch. Um, Going into the first match, it was the zero, the the dark show, but they were
Mhm.
calling it zero
Yeah.
hour. Uh, Lucha Bros and the Briscoe
Oh,
versus
yeah, yeah.
the Varsity. That's not the Blondes, the other one.
Varsity Squad or whatever they're called. Yeah, like Tony
Spirit
Newsom.
Squad, whatever they're
Yeah,
called.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. The energy on that one was great, and it kept rolling into the show. I want to jump into that first one. The opener for the actual pay-per-view was Chris Jericho and Ricky Starks.
Hmm.
Did you happen to catch that one?
I did. It was good. It was a good match. I mean, for Jericho, good matches is probably what he could have right now. It's like I don't think he could have like the greatest matches, but he can have good matches, and it's good for Ricky. Definitely good
Mhm.
for Ricky.
Yeah, off of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, they gave that one 4 stars.
Okay, I mean that's yeah. I mean it was a good match, a really good match. Yeah, with two good character guys, so for sure.
I
So
mean, I think Ricky was already over, so
that's what I
winning
say.
that
Like, what
match,
was, what was the reaction for him?
they cheered. They got a good cheer, but I mean, it was the same amount of cheers he was already getting. It
Mm,
wasn't anything too crazy. I think the fans already expected it because there was no JAS ringside.
mm.
So I think it was expected. Um, my favorite part was the intro, just
Right,
singing this song on the way to
right,
the
right,
ring.
right, right. Yeah,
Um,
that was always fun. Yeah.
yeah, but I don't know what they're gonna do next with Ricky Starks.
I
I mean,
mean, him and Hobbs have a history.
yeah,
That's a
yeah.
good way to go, I think. Hobbs is kind of a guy like, yeah, it's great that he's TNT champion, but like he's more of a transitional guy for sure. Like he's probably
Hmm.
being built for whoever they're if they have like a face heavyweight champion, he could be the bad guy, the big strong bad guy that goes after him. You know what I mean? I don't know
Hmm.
if he's yet good enough to win the complete thing. I think he still needs some development. But like Ricky's a guy that can go in any of those titles scenes. So my guess is that he's going after Hobbs.
So, yeah,
Yep.
we'll see where it goes.
Yep.
I mean, they could do a lot with that, I think. I mean, we'll fast forward. We'll jump into it a little bit after. But the
Mhm.
dynamite for the week, you saw he's
Mhm.
going against Juice Robinson, but we'll touch more on that after.
Okay.
Um, the second match of the night, which personally was my favorite, because I guess we could say I got a little involved in that one.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
uh, Jungle Boy Jack Perry versus Christian.
Yeah. Yeah, that was funny. Like when I saw them hit the crowd, I was like, oh crap, I wonder because I wasn't watching it live. I was working that night, so I was looking at the thing. I was like, oh, I wonder if they're gonna get into this area where he's sitting at, and then you sent me the video of Jungle Boy taking your was it Jungle Boy taking your beer?
Yes, sir.
Jungle Boy taking your beer and dumping it on Christian. I'm like, okay, so
Straight snatched it from my hand.
yep, so it was a good moment for
uh,
you. That must have been fun.
Yeah, that moment was the best of the night for me. I actually wasn't even I saw them coming up, so took out my phone, started recording Christian running up the stairs because
Mhm.
they went a little bit past me originally. So
Mhm.
they're running up the stairs and I take my phone to get a little clip for the pod. And I'm over there recording and Christian falls straight to my feet. So I'm not even paying attention because I'm looking down recording Christian.
Yeah.
My brother's over here tapping me on the shoulder. He's like, hey, Jungle Boy's reaching for your beer. By the time I turn around and look at him, look up, he just straight took it from my hand. And I was like, oh, what the heck? And then everyone in the stands like, they better refill you. They better refill you. That's
uh,
$16. But the crowd was excited that it was in our area.
that's
Um,
cool.
the match itself, it was entertaining. It was an entertaining match. Um, hopefully, they finally put an end to it because that feud's been going on for way too long.
Oh yeah, because the Christian getting injured and stuff. But that looked like it was like a finality, like it's over with. And I think Jungle Boy's probably heading towards the now international title. So
Yes,
that's
sir.
good. I mean, they need to start building him. He's ready to go. Like his the start of his ascension towards like being like one of the main guys like needs to start now, and being
Mhm.
Christian like that and that style and that kind of feud, like he's ready to go. And plus he's a good guy. Like I got to meet him a few years back at the bar wrestling event. He's a really cool dude, like really nice dude. So yeah, I mean I'm rooting for him. I'm hoping he gets I'm hoping he's a champion one day. Like he has star written all over him as long as they develop him right, and he develops right in front of the screen, so he's believable, and he can be a kind of these new generational guys that
Mhm.
leads the company on.
Legit homegrown. The fans
Mm-hmm.
love him. The kids love him. Super young.
Yep.
And then I like how they get his mom involved in the front row. She was
Yeah.
sitting there.
Yeah. For sure.
That's
Fun match.
yeah. That match got 4 stars.
Yeah. 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 It's a fun match. It's a good match.
Mhm. The one that did catch me off guard was that trios. I
I
did not
mean,
expect that to happen at all.
I mean, yes and no. I, the House of Black has lost too much. They need
Hmm.
to win something. And a win
Yes,
over the elite clean is definitely cements them as what they should be. I mean, they're three
legit.
badasses. They're three legitimate badasses. I mean, Brody King, give him another year or two, he can be at the top. Yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
he that was like a showcase for him. He had a hell of a match. Like, he's another dude. Like seeing him live, he's like, I think he's for the same height
Mhm.
probably, but like he's a way thicker guy. I mean, like I'm a chubby guy, but he's a big, thick dude, and I was like, wow, like we're the same height, probably the same weight. Maybe he weighs a little bit more, but I was like, damn, this dude's the way he was moving. I was like, man, like I was impressed. I was like, I can't move like that. Like I haven't been able to move like that in many years. But yeah, like seeing him live and then seeing him now, like kind of putting everything together, that was a great showcase for him. And I think they definitely needed that win to cement all three guys, and then not only that, but to make those titles seem important, like not just a thing for the elite. Like anybody can come in and win it because they're all good. Like
Mhm.
so that was a great match. First of all, like the match was fucking awesome. Like seeing what's his name, Alistair, whatever the hell he wants to call himself now.
Aleister Black,
Yeah,
Malachi Black.
and Malachi Black, him against Kenny, like that's a match I want to see one-on-one, just them two. And now you can get it, hopefully in the future we can get those two. And yeah, I mean, Buddy Matthews looked good. Everybody looked good. I mean, the Bucks
Mhm.
always look good. You know what I mean? Like they're just, it's automatic for them now. Like those style of matches. Like they've done tag teams so long that like everything's just so automatic. And I think House of Black, it was on them to kind of, be up to that level to kind of make it look like they've been together for a long time too. And it
Mhm.
flowed great. Thought it was good. Great match.
Yeah. Sucked the life out of the arena, that's for sure.
Oh yeah,
A
yeah.
lot of fans were just quiet and like, "What?" I was one of them. I just looked over at my brother. I'm like, "Did that just happen?" Like, I did. I mean, what he told me, he was all like, "Well, like kind of what you said. They've been losing for too long. They've been building them up for this moment with the
Mhm.
trios title, and it just hasn't. It just hasn't happened. It was any time that it was bound to happen. That one got 4 and 3/4 of a star.
Yeah,
Great match.
that's about, yeah. I mean, if they would have given five, I would have understood, but for sure, yeah.
Um, Jumping into the women's title,
Uh-huh.
Hater, so Soraya,
Hmm.
Soho. What you think about that one?
It was a good match, but it's definitely hard to follow. I mean, I think they probably should have put a different match ahead of that one. I think they probably should have opened with the trios match, to be honest, and then maybe followed with like a different, like the Jericho match being second is perfect. I think that would have
Mhm.
been perfect for that, and then you lead into like Jungle Boy and then the women's match. That way, the women's match would have had a little bit more, or the women's match before the Jungle Boy match, like because a match that ends up on the in the crowd and stuff always gets the crowd back.
Correct.
I mean, so, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's, Tony Khan has a way he books shows. So, I guess maybe moving the women's match kind of further along in the card makes it mean more, or makes it look like it means more, which it should. But I mean, then you had three capable women that are all good. So, I mean, it was a good match. I think they benefit better from one-on-one matches,
Mhm.
all three of those women. So like the flow. I mean, I don't think they have that many triple threat matches to kind of have a rapport. So, but it was a good match. I mean, what do you think? Well, how did it go live? I know it kind of looked like it sucked the air or the like the piss break, I guess you could say.
Yes. um, I think for a lot of us, we already expected Hater to win.
Mhm.
We didn't see her losing the title just like that, especially in a trios match. If she's gonna lose, it has to be on a one-on-one to put someone else over. Um, like you said, the piss break match. I mean, I don't want to sound sexist or anything, but
Yeah.
it could have been done better. It was boring. It was boring.
Okay.
Not much going on. Like if it was a one-on-one, I was expecting to see maybe Chris Statlander come back, but that didn't happen. Um, but for the most part, it got a 3-star rating, so it
I mean,
speaks for
it's right.
itself.
It's the right call. It's the right call. So I don't disagree with that. They definitely. I mean, the women's division is tough. I mean, it's tough in every promotion,
Hmm.
unless it's like a promotion that's only women, like Stardom or something like that. But like it's tough with every promotion, especially when everybody's got so much talent now. And then it's like, hey, look at us over here, and I'm like, oh, like you know what I mean? It's a different
Yeah.
style of wrestling that you're used to. So like I think you take the combination of those three into a one-on-one match, it would have been a better match, like one-on-one. Like
Mhm.
Hater versus Soho would have been a great match by itself. For Hater, who I mean, like it would have been a better match one-on-one. But I mean, I guess to move along the storyline, what it was a match to move along the storyline.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess everybody expected Ruby Soho to turn. Um, I mean, you had to do something with that character, I guess. I mean, but she's essentially just doing the same thing she did in WWE. That's the sad part. Like, you had a lot of potential there, and I don't know if Tony Khan has like a crush on Tony Storm or something, and kind of leapfrogging when you had like Ruby Soho so hot and
Mhm.
popular, and then you just kind of kill her character down. Like it's yeah, it's I feel bad for her because she's just doing what she did in WWE, like
Yep.
same shit. So that sucks. I mean, it's good, I guess, for something. She's doing something now,
Hmm.
but I mean, eventually, I guess it's all whenever Thunder Rosa comes back, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean,
If she comes up.
we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Jumping into a more exciting match,
Mhm.
Hangman versus Moxley.
Yeah, that match was insane. I
It was
mean,
crazy.
yeah, what was the vibe like at the place at the live?
It was great. We originally the seats that we got, we specifically chose those because we figured it's always the right tunnel on the hard
Hmm.
cam. It's always on the right tunnel, so we got that one.
Hmm.
We got the right one, but the way that the arena set up, we were like above the tunnel, so he came out under. The energy was there. Everyone was up on their seats, expecting him to come out in the crowd somewhere.
Hmm.
Uh, and then it was just the energy was like at the highest level from the beginning of the match to the end.
Hmm.
Well, the crowd always cracking a few jokes. They're like, "Where's the blade? Where's the blade?" There, everyone was just waiting for John Moxley to bleed, and then we
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
We did catch the ref taking the razor blade out of his wristband, and we were all laughing there. But the energy was really good. The match was entertaining all the way through. What did you think about it?
Great match. Like I said, if you're gonna do that kind of match, like you better just go all out with it. Like I know some people don't like that kind of wrestling, but me, like I can still watch it and I can still get into it. Like I'll every now and again I'll watch like a death match or something like that. If I see like any buzz about it, I'll watch like a GCW match or something, something crazy. Like I always, that's always it's never bothered me just because I don't know, maybe just like I'm a horror movie fan, so I guess that doesn't really bug me that much, like the blood and
Mhm.
stuff. But also at the same time, it's like, well, if you don't like it, don't watch it,
Yeah.
type of deal. So it's like if it's not for you, don't watch the match, skip the match. But like I like the fact that AEW like will sneak that in there every now and again, like, and then there's a lot of blood in AEW because a lot of those guys go hard.
Hmm.
I mean, I mean, I'm used to it. I like it. And then like the fact that I mean, we've seen Moxley have these kind of matches. We've seen Hangman have these kind of matches, and for them to kind of do that match against each other that they have so often, and have it still be exciting and kind of fresh and new, and get everybody like going, get everybody crazy and hype. Like that's a a big testament to them being able to work something out in the back and kind of be like, all right, we got to do this, we got to do that, and you still got to tell a story in those matches. So like even if it's not your style, if you're an old school traditional guy that only wants like punch and kick type of wrestling, you know what I mean? Like you should have an appreciation for this style. Like but I still like it. I still like that they in AEW it's a bloodbath, but it's a bloodbath, but it also has like a story to it. It's not
Hmm.
just a bloodbath for nothing. So I liked it. That was great. That was fun.
Yeah.
Maybe they should kind of ease back on Moxley and Hangman should ease back on those kind of matches for a little bit and let somebody else kind of do those kind of matches. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Step it up. So yeah,
What did throw me off was the fork.
yeah. The fork was crazy, but
Yeah,
yeah, I
the
was
angle we were
surprised.
at, I was like, "What?" I saw him holding it up. I was looking up in the screen. I was like, "What is that?" To me, it looked like a straight razor because it was bent a
Mhm.
little bit. I was like, "He's got a straight razor? Like,
Mhm.
what's he gonna do?" But no, then it was like, "Oh, it's a fork."
Yeah,
Straight stabs to the head. But entertaining match. It got 5 stars.
yeah. They should for a death match. It definitely had everything. So I definitely agree with that.
The one after that, Wardlow versus Samoa Joe.
Uh, I mean
Three dudes.
that they needed like that TNT title needs something to happen with it. I saw where they were going with it. And I
Mhm.
mean, it did kind of happen on Wednesday when it happened. I was like, okay, I mean, but you need to kind of give a little bit of stability right now. Wardlow, I don't know what's like. That's another guy who like the shine has come off. You know what I mean? It's sad because you could have done something with him too, and then that you had him lose, and you had him just find a bunch of jobbers all the time. Like
But I
that's
was
what I would
thinking,
say. That's what I would say is dangerous to do the undefeated monster thing because you can only ride it for so long, and then after that, it's like, what do you do with it, right?
yeah, what I was thinking is they just send him to ROH, build him there again, give
Yeah,
him a title there.
that could
But
do.
then again, it's gonna be like beefing with Joe over there. So I mean,
And
they
then
can
be
only do so
beefing with
much with it.
Joe and Brian Cage over there, which is he was already doing over here. So you know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like,
That match got 2 1/4 of a star.
yeah, it was
Yeah,
kind of whack. Kind of
yeah, it
whack.
was. It wasn't that entertaining.
I
Like
think they
it's just
they
the entrances that were hype. But besides that, I mean, we all expected because of the storyline, the whole
mm,
ponytail dad thing. We kind of expected it to go back to Wardlow. Um, it
for
wasn't that.
sure.
It wasn't that
Yeah,
exciting.
I
But
think they
jumping into a
definitely.
more exciting one,
Yeah,
the one that the crowd loved, the tag team match, the
yeah.
four-way tag team match.
Yeah, I mean, when I first heard the announcement for that match, I was like, oh man, it's gonna be like a jumbled mess. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And it wasn't really that much. There are some moments, but I mean, I think everybody thought that the Guns were still going to be champs afterwards, right?
Called it. Hey, we go back to the previous podcast.
Yeah.
I was so hyped. I was waiting for it. I called it. I predicted it. Guns retained. Played the music a little bit, and next thing you know, here comes 7-star FTR.
Yeah, I
I
think
was really, I was really hyped.
as soon as you saw what's her name get in the ring for the interview, I was like, oh crap, here we go.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I think the crowd expected it once she got into the ring,
Mm,
just to give it to some time. But it was exciting. It was exciting. The everyone looks forward to the entrance for the Acclaimed, the freestyle. I
yeah,
did get myself a pair of scissor fingers.
that's great.
um,
Um, I'm not
and I,
sure if they're
uh-huh.
re-signed, right? FTR?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are. If they're gonna,
No. Oh,
yeah, I mean, they said they have until April. I haven't heard of them resigning yet, but they have to resign by April. It's still uh until next month. But
okay.
by the looks of it, it looks like they are. They're gonna give them the titles.
I think, yeah, I think it's. I mean, I don't know. It's nothing's ever safe, but I think it's definitely leaning towards them staying because, like I said, like in WWE, if they can go and just ride it, easy ride, right? But I think they actually like to perform and wrestle and stuff. So I think AEW is their better bet. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because they could go to Ring of Honor and do time there and then come back. That's the best thing about having both of the brands. So hopefully they start utilizing it that way. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm definitely think I'm for them staying. So yeah.
And then one of those things that I want to bring up just because we are talking about them, the Acclaimed. I actually missed my flight on the way back. I don't know
Uh-huh.
what happened. We woke up on time, but somehow we didn't make it to the airport on time. We were late.
Mhm.
We missed our flight. We are a little bummed out, but we're like, well, at least we got time to get something to eat. Um, got in one of the lines, and while I just ordered my food, turned around, and I saw Anthony Bowens walking my way. And I was like, no way. He looks bigger on TV, but he was about my height. I saw him. I
Yeah.
was like, what? Super, super nice guy. He had his headphones on. I just waved
Mhm.
at him, took him off. I was like, hey, man, how are you? He's like, good. Were you at the event? Yeah, it went well, man. It was
That's
exciting.
awesome.
I asked him, can I take a picture with you? He was like, of course. Took a little selfie with him. Hopefully, we could tag it on here as well.
Yeah.
Uh, had a little conversation with me. He took the time out of his busy schedule to say, how'd you like it? What are you up to? Um, are you heading back home? So far, so forth,
Mhm.
But it was a little exciting experience to go along with the weekend.
That's awesome.
I believe that match itself got 3 1/4 of a star.
Yeah, I mean that was to build to something else. So like it was to
Mhm.
build for a moment. So I mean, it was still a passable match. It was good enough. Um, I mean, that's great. He seems like such a cool guy. I've heard him on a couple of podcasts. He seems like a really nice guy, a really appreciative guy. So that's
Yep,
great. I'm glad you got that moment.
yep. Anthony Bonens, we appreciate you. And the main event, man.
Yep.
MJF Danielson.
It definitely was an hour.
Yep, yep. I don't
uh,
know. I don't know if we just had one too many drinks, but when we were there and they took the time off the clock, me and my brother were like, did they stop the clock? Because is it moving too fast? Because the pay-per-view itself was moving way too fast.
yeah,
We did notice that it was gonna end a little bit early, so we were worried, like, are they gonna stop it somehow? But I think they did what they had to do with ending it in a tie and
yeah,
adding that tiebreaker to give it more time. But overall, that the energy on that one was super crazy. We were we as in me and my brother, we're still talking while we were sitting there. Like, do you think CM Punk's gonna come out? Do you not think he's gonna come out? MJF came out in the devil mask, so but none of that. Forget that. Let's just talk about the match. What
yeah.
did you?
So I mean, I saw once I figured once the matches were going by so quickly, I was like, oh man, this match is gonna go overtime. Like they're either gonna tie at like 2-2 or something like that, or they're gonna do the Bret Hart Shawn Michaels thing, which is no falls, which is what I didn't want. I'm glad that they actually did falls in
Mhm.
the match, and then you got. I mean, they were crazy the way they went with them, but it made sense. The match moved really smoothly. It was. I mean, for me, it felt like an hour. For sure, it was an hour long match.
Mhm.
But it wasn't boring. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to sit here and sound like it was boring. It wasn't boring. It was action packed. They had a great story. You had two guys that had been preparing, I think they said for like the last month or so, cardio wise to be able to be explosive during the whole match. And, Daniel Bryan's always going to give you 100%.
Mhm.
MJF had a lot of prove, and he proved to a lot of people that he's like a worthy guy. So hopefully that helps him out in his reign. So that way they build his reign and it just doesn't end because it's falling a little flat. But great match for sure.
I liked how they incorporated his heel character where he got DQ'd but got 2 pins off of it. What did he hit him with? Was it the ring? Was
Yeah,
it the
yeah,
ring, right?
yeah,
Yeah, they
yeah, yeah.
gave
That was smart.
yeah, they
Yeah,
gave 1 point to Danielson for that for the DQ, but MJF was able to get 2 pins off of him
yep.
to tie it back up. So it was exciting. It was super exciting. When Tony Khan came out, we were over here wondering what was going to happen. Like they can't end it in a tie, so he came out and gave his little speech. And overall, the match it got 5 3/4 of stars,
Hmm.
almost 6 stars.
Yeah.
Um, that was the first 5 star match ever of MJF's career, and now the highest rated match of the American Dragon's 23-year-old career.
Wow. I mean, that's something good for them to hang their hat on. So,
Mhm.
this is the pay-per-view that people weren't sure about.
Yes,
And I mean, I
I was one
wasn't
of them.
I wasn't like hyped on it, but I knew it was gonna be a good show. Like I wasn't like,
Yeah.
oh man, I can't miss this. But it's like this is gonna be a good one because they always put on a good show. Everybody always comes out and gives their 100% and tries their hardest to give you a great, 4 hour show, however long it
Mhm.
was, 20-hour show that it was. But yeah, I was, not surprised that it was that good. Not surprised about the rating after watching it. I watched like a highlight package the next day just to make sure that I wasn't like, watching it with rose-colored sunglasses. And no, I
Mhm.
mean, like it was, the highlight package itself was like 25 minutes. So,
Oh, wow.
you know what I mean? Like it was good. It's up there, man. You gotta definitely, it's an all-timer. I mean, I know people don't like doing that because everybody romanticizes the past and stuff, but
Mhm.
it's an all-timer. Like
Yeah.
AEW has been giving you all-timers in there since their inception. So, you can't deny match quality, and the match quality was great. And you had Daniel Bryan, kind of the leader of the last generation against MJF, pillar of this generation, and they gave you like they can mesh. You know what I mean? So it's good
Did you
match.
happen to catch the post interview
I
with
saw Daniel
MJF?
Bryan's.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that one was sad.
Yeah,
He did his thing on that one.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
He's gonna go back home. That one was entertaining. I did catch MJF's like always doing what he does best on the mic. Really entertaining. I think it's like 17 minutes long.
Yeah, he went for a while. As I saw the length, and I was like, I'll watch this some other time.
Yeah,
But I
played
mean,
it in the background.
yeah, it's like I said, I hope he gets a better reputation now, like as a champion. I hope they give him better. I mean, I hope he proved it to everybody that like he can, when it comes down to the match, he can hang with whoever. So,
Mhm.
uh, great pay-per-view. So I don't want to like just skip past that because we'll show the stuff that you took at the end of
Mhm.
this. But jumping into like what's next, like that's always my thing is what's next, what happens next. So with MJF, it's like after Dynamite this week, do you think there's a clear-cut picture of who he has next?
I personally don't think so.
Right?
You
Yeah.
think? No. He does mention it on the on that interview. He's like, what? Hangman already beat him. Moxley already beat him. So he's just going off the list. He's like, there are a bunch of talented guys. He's like, don't get me wrong, they're the best of the best, but you guys don't want to see me go against them. It just leaves you on the cliffhanger. But I mean, they already announced Double or Nothing, their biggest pay-per-view of the year, that I think is their biggest pay-per-view of the year. They already announced the days and everything is going to be end of May.
Mhm.
So what's that give them like a month and a half to build
Yep.
something special? I don't know who's going to be the next guy. I don't know where they're going to go from there.
Yeah, it's tough to call. I mean, they don't have anybody in the chamber that's rocketing towards that. I mean, he already beat Ricky Starks. You can try him again.
You already beat Darby.
Yeah, he already beat Darby and he already beat Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy is not there yet. Like Jungle Boy, you need to be
Mhm.
careful with that one. That one you need to slowly build him. Ricky, he's great on the mic. Jungle Boy doesn't have the great mic skills yet,
Right.
but like Ricky can rebuild himself on the mic easily anytime, any place. So, but like you said, he's already beaten them. That means that they would have to go over on this one. So I don't think they're ready to have Ricky Starks go over just yet.
Mhm.
Darby's their Undertaker. He can lose, he can win, he can come back. You know what I mean? Like, and that's great for him that they built him that way. Like when he can lose whenever, he can win whenever, and he's still vital to everything that they have there. So I don't think it's him either. Like I said, Hangman already. unless they're bringing somebody new or somebody from like Japan or something like that. I mean, Takashita, he beat Takashita too. Like you can't build him.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know, man. Daniel Bryan rematch.
Kenny,
Kenny,
they
but
lost. They lost to trios. Maybe Kenny.
Kenny MJF is an interesting match for sure, for
Mhm.
sure. I mean, but he would have to, yeah, he would start building from this week. I guess they would just have to completely drop the whole trios thing. I mean, I know they have like a 3 team trios this next week for next week's Dynamite.
Yeah.
So I think that's gonna definitely. I think next week is when we start seeing the seeds being planted for All Out, or sorry, for Double or Nothing. So and everybody has their hopes high for like CM Punk, but
Mhm.
I'm looking at it without him. You know what I mean? Like, because I mean that'd be great if he comes back and he settles down and he starts being, like a
Good for
normal
the
guy.
business. Yeah,
instead of
normal guy.
yeah, instead of trying to like,
They
trying to
tame
hold
his
everybody.
ego.
Yeah, instead of trying to hold everybody to like his standards, he just goes there to work. Um, that's the best case scenario, but I don't know. I don't know what they have lined up.
Mhm. I did take a sign. I thought it was a pretty funny sign. It didn't get on the jumbotron or anything, but I did take a picture with it. My sign said "Death Triangle Blue with 3-1 lead." Just paying homage to that. What was it? That I forgot the year, but the Cavs versus the Warriors when the
Yeah,
Warriors blew
yeah,
a
yeah,
3-1 lead.
yeah.
In Warriors home. So I thought it was pretty funny, but it didn't get it put on the big screen. But it's
Oh,
just an homage to the NBA and basketball and sports in general. So I thought it was
yeah.
pretty cool just because we're still on that trios topic. I just wanted to throw it in there.
Yeah, that's great. So coming off of Dynamite, it was just not a nothing show, but it was. I mean, you got Hobbs when he had one moment, but other than that, like I didn't see anything else kind of being built yet, right?
Yes. Just because we are on that topic, a crazy thing was as soon as we rented a car while we were out there, right? So as soon as we get land, we let them know, hey, rented a car. They give us the car. The guy was like, "Are you guys going to do some sightseeing?" We were going to stop at the Golden Gate Bridge. I mean, it's a must. And we're like,
Mm-hmm.
"Yeah." And he told us, "Hey, don't keep anything in the car. It's for sure a break-in.
Mm-hmm.
For sure a break-in." The guy that was working at Enterprise told us that in the first 2 minutes. Like, don't leave anything. It's for sure a break-in. We go to sightseeing, and then they have signs like hide your stuff. And it happened to Wardlow.
Oh yeah, yeah, you're right. It did happen to Wardlow. Poor
Yep.
Wardlow.
Poor Wardlow.
He's having a hard time.
Yeah, but like you were saying, the only thing that they're building off of is that TNT championship. Uh, they let him win it, and then he loses it the week after to Hobbs.
Yeah.
The pop he was getting being in the Bay was crazy. He did sit in the that match against Wardlow versus Joe.
Mm-hmm.
He was sitting in the section right behind us, so I was able to turn around and get a quick flick. But everyone was just talking to him the whole time. They weren't even paying attention to the match. They were trying to get Hobbs' attention, just cheering up to Hobbs. But we'll see where they go with that TNT championship. What do you think?
I think it's interesting to see, yeah, what they build with him. Is he going to be just a monster up there, like beating actual people, not just beating a bunch of jobbers, like beating people, and building himself so he can be like the next guy that battles for the heavyweight championship or possibly even wins it. I mean, if the fans get behind him and he puts in quality work, he can be the champ.
Mhm.
It might be too soon for him, but we'll definitely. I mean, it's good. It's a good direction for that title. So hopefully they build something off of it.
The how they start the show off. I forgot how they start the show off, but they had Ricky Starks there for this week's Dynamite.
Mm.
Um, they had him on the mic and gets attacked by Juice Robinson, so we'll see where they go with that. But like you said, they could possibly have Ricky Starks go against Hobbs, but no idea yet. I mean, now he has a feud to settle with Juice Robinson. I think the best part that stood out was the promo with Ruby Soho.
Yeah, I mean, I guess yeah. I mean, if you take something from there, definitely, you have to take moments from there. That's definitely a moment. Hobbs being the bigger moment. Juice kind of popping up. That's kind of cool too. At least it gives Ricky something to do against somebody that can match with him on the microphone. So it should be fun little feud between now and wherever he goes to next. So yeah, I mean, I think next week we'll start seeing the seeds being planted for Double or
For
Nothing. So
everything. Yeah, for
yeah,
everything.
all in all, it's been a good week for wrestling. So nothing crazy to harp about. Like there's a lot of speculation in the air. You got WrestleMania coming up. You got Double or Nothing being built up now. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, it's so far it looks like it's going to be an entertaining middle of the year. So
Yeah, a bunch of what ifs like it always is with wrestling.
yeah, so
Since they lost the trios, what are they gonna do? Are the Bucks gonna go for the tag once FTR wins it? A bunch of what ifs. But like you said, it's a great week for wrestling. Um, they're finally getting out of the Bay and gonna go travel somewhere else.
yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for letting us know how it was there. We'll be
Yeah,
putting
show
some
my
stuff here
shirt.
at the end of this. You
I
got the
was
shirt
there.
up there, the Revolution He's there. We're not lying.
Not lying.
So we'll put some stuff here at the end so you guys can see what he was able to capture. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Subscribe and like, and we'll catch you guys next week and see what happens in the world of wrestling. See if it goes down again or they build up the anticipation again. So
Yep.
hopefully it stays going up.
Jungle Boy, you owe me. I know you're watching.
Hunger Boy owes $16 for that beer.
$16, man. You're lucky it was halfway done, or else you'd catch me in the ring.
All right.
Much love, guys. Thank you guys for taking the time out of your day to watch this.
See you guys later. Peace.